Hello, and welcome to this next video. It's a bit of a different one. So after a few people asked some questions around the military symbology we used on our last video's maps, and also around just intelligence in general, I thought I would just make this quick video explaining the basics of military symbology, how assessments are worded, and what the so what is. So let's get into it. So, as I just said, in this video, we're going to quickly talk about military symbology, the so what, and the scale of probability, which is intelligence style language. And then we'll conclude with how you can learn more about intelligence. So if you're interested, stay around till then. So, in the military, to ensure thorough and clear planning, there is a list of military symbology. And at a basic level, friendly force are always pictured as blue oblongs, as you can see, and enemy forces are always pictured as red diamonds. There are others, such as neutral, which can be green squares, but we'll just stick to the basics here. Friendlies, blue oblongs, enemies, red diamonds. So, then within those symbols, we use markings, so everyone knows what type of unit that symbol is trying to represent. On the screen is some of the basics. So, motorized infantry is a cross with a line through it. Armor, such as tanks, is an oval, kind of representing the tracks of the armored vehicle. Good way to remember it. And artillery is a dot. And then you can see reconnaissance is one line. So, fighting forces are generally represented by lines. So, reconnaissance is one line. Infantry or light infantry is a cross. Motorized infantry is a cross with a line through it. Then you have like mechanized infantry, which is the track symbol from the armor laid over the cross of the infantry. You can have other kind of joining ones, so self-propelled guns, artillery pieces on tracked vehicles is the dot in the tank symbol. So there's lots of stuff like that. There are literally hundreds of symbols that can be used here. There are entire books dedicated to military symbology. So if you want to learn the in-depth nature of it, you could just Google military symbology, go to images, and there's spreadsheets on the different kinds of unit markings that can be used. But for this, and for most of my videos, we're going to keep it pretty simple with just infantry, armor, artillery, reconnaissance. There will also be like signals, electronic warfare, but we can explain those when we come across it. So here's an example from our last video. As you can see, the enemy infantry are surrounding a blue force position that has an infantry symbol in the middle. Then on the Ukrainian side of the border, you can see an electronic warfare symbol and an artillery symbol, symbolizing that they had quite a bit of support from those types of units. Then get some movement markings where you can see enemy forces are going to try and assault or do assault. Then those markings move into position and eliminate the blue force. So that's how you'll see it shown both in videos and on maps during military planning. As you would expect, this is just a very basic level and it gets much more complicated in actual military planning, but we'll just keep it simple to make it nice and clear. So, now we understand what we're seeing on the map, we need to understand the structure. So, the big difference between news or information and intelligence is the so what. Information is collected, it is then processed, and that forms intelligence. Intelligence is the so what of the information. It takes what was collected from the ground or a source, such as a news article, a video, a person on the ground. It's then analysed and produced intelligence. They use intelligence language, we'll get onto next, but this is known as the so what. In an intelligence report, this is clearly broken apart with a fact, comment and assessment section, but in all of the reporting you see across all of the HM intelligence network, this is represented as the so what, where we clearly define what is the information and what is our assessment based upon this information. When the so what or the assessment is being formulated or written down, you need to use probabilistic language. As you can see here, the gradings and the types of language used in our reporting is similar to that you would see across all of Western Five Eyes forces, as it's pretty standardized. We've all kind of agreed, we all use the same language for the same levels, and yeah, it just so everyone knows what you're talking about when you use certain types of language. Generally, you'll never see an intelligence professional say anything is certain. This is a bit of an ass covering exercise, but also because you can never be certain of what the enemy is going to do. So yeah, try and understand these words and how they're being used when intelligence is being written or articulated. It'll give you a much better understanding of what the person is trying to put across. As you can see, here's some examples of how it can be used, such as, it is likely the enemy will attack tomorrow, or it is highly likely that it's all going to be okay. So, just to reiterate what we've covered, blue, oblongs, friendly force, red, diamonds, enemy. It's basically how it always is. Interestingly, Russia apparently used the opposite, so they represent themselves with red diamonds and us with blue oblongs. So, bit of uniformity there. The symbols with crosses are fighting troops, dots are artillery, and ovals are tracked vehicles. If you just keep that in mind, it all makes sense. These things can be combined and represented in different ways, but that is the very basics of it. There should be a clear line between collected information and assessments, or the so what. This should be laid out and pretty easy to understand. You can see this in our reporting across all of the HM network, where if we're making an assessment, it is written under the title so what. Pay attention to the words being used in assessments. They're designed to give a level of certainty and allow the reader to understand what the analyst is trying to get across. And if you found this interesting and you want to learn more about intelligence, you can check out one of our courses. I'll put the link in the description below. We have intelligence courses, open source intelligence courses, which is collecting information online, dissemination courses, which is writing and articulating reports, an enhanced due diligence course, which is working to collect information on companies and directors. And yeah, if you want to learn more, check it out. The courses are all structured similar to this, where it's a PowerPoint, me talking over it, and information presented below. So yeah, if you found this interesting, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, all that good YouTube shit, and we'll see you in the next video.